Hello everyone, welcome to the class. This is Mohan Raj, your trainer, and you're watching Genesis training videos. This is the last video on number theory. So what we are seeing here is special problems are HCF and LCM. So in HCF and LCM, we may not always get direct questions. We may get questions in the form of sentences or statements. They're called also word problems on HCF and LCM. Let's see what is this question and how to solve this. Find the greatest possible number. You need to understand this, which when we divide 37 and 58 leaves the respective remainder 2 and 3 respectively. That means we are talking about the divisor. So what divisor? Greatest divisor. That means we are talking about highest factor common to both these numbers, but these are not the actual numbers because they are not exactly divisible. They are giving a remainder of 2 and 3. That means the number which we are talking about is 37 minus 2 and 58 minus 3. So the number is actually 35 and 55. So we are going to find the HCF of these numbers. So we can prime factorize this as 7 into 5 and this as 11 into 5. So I can see common to both of them is 5. So the highest common factor which we are talking about is 5. Let us verify the question. If we divide 37 by 5, the remainder is 2. If we divide 58 by 5, the remainder is 3. So that is the highest common factor we are talking about. So the answer for the question is indirectly HCF of 35 and 55, which is actually 5. Let us go to the next question. Find the greatest possible number with which when 60 and 98 are divided, it leaves the remainder 3 in each case. So in the second case, we have remainder same. In the previous question, we had different remainder. Now the remainder is same and the remainder is also given, which is 3. The remainder is also given 3. I can say the number is actually 60 minus 3 and 98 minus 5. So we are finding the divisor. Again, we are talking about factor here. And the highest common factor to this number, which is at number 57, and we have 98 minus 3, so which will give you 95. So what is we can see it is 19 3s are and this is 95s are. So the answer is common factor for both of them is 19. We can verify the question. When we divide 60 by 19, the remainder is 3. When we divide 98 by 19, then also remainder is 3. So the answer is verified. So our highest common factor answer for the question which divides 60 and 98 with the remainder 3 is 19. Let's look at the third case. Here they are telling find the largest possible number with which when 38, 66 and 80, these are the divisors, are divided by our answer, the remainders are same. At least in the first question they gave the remainders which were different and they gave the remainder. In the second case they said the remainders are same and also they gave the remainder. In this case they said the remainders are same, the remainder is not given. So how to tackle this kind of question? So whenever they are given a question like this, let us try to look at the differences of any two combination, any two numbers we can try. So what is the difference between 38 and 66? And what is the difference? That is 28. What is the difference between 66 and 80? Which is 14. And if you check the difference between 38 and 80 also, we can get a number 42. And we don't have to check all the three numbers. It's only enough to find combination of two numbers. And we can take the HCF of these numbers. What is the HCF of this number? This is 7 into 2 square. This is 7 into 2. By looking at the number only, you can tell what is the HCF because they are in the table of 7. And the HCF is actually, it's also in the table of 14. So the HCF is 7 into 2, which is 14. So that is the answer. So we need to verify it's right or not. So when you divide 38 by 14, the remainder is 10. When we divide 66 by 14, the remainder is 10. And when you divide 80 by 14, the remainder is still 10. So the answer is correct. So next, coming to LCM problems, find the least possible number which when divided by 24, 32 and 42 in each case, the remainder is 5. That means we just have to find the LCM first for these numbers. which is actually 3 into 2 cube. This is 2 power 5, and this is 7 into 2 into 3. LCM is going to be 2 power 5 into 3 into 7. So which is actually 60, it's going to be 32 into 3, 96 into 7. When you multiply this, we have 630, and we have 42, which is 672. But the answer is not this. We have a remainder 5, so we need to add that 5, then only our answer will be right. 675. When you divide 675 by 24, we get a remainder 5. When we divide 675 by 677, actually 677 by 32, we get a remainder 5. And when we divide 677 by 42 also, we get a remainder 5. So the answer for the question is LCM of the number plus the common divisor, common remainder, we can add. That will give you the answer. So answer for the question is 677. Look at the next question. Find the least possible number with which, when divided by 18, 35 and 42, leaves the remainder 2, 19, 26 as remainder in each case. In this, we have to observe one thing. This is the divisor and the remainder. There is a common relation. What is the common relation? 18 minus 2 is actually 16. 35 minus 19 is also 16. And 42 minus 26 is also 16. So in such case, what we can do is, we can take the LCM of the numbers given 18, 35 and then 42, and then subtract 2 from that, subtract 16 from that. It will give you the answer. Let's see, what is the LCM of 18, 35 and 42? I see this is 7 into 2 into 3. This is 7 into 5, and this is 3 square into 2. So HCF is going to be 7 into 3 square into 2 into 5. So 7 9s are 63 into 10, which is 630. But the answer is 630 minus 16, which is 614. So when you try to divide 614 by 18, you'll get the remainder 2. When you divide 614 by 35, you get a remainder 19. When you divide 614 by 42, we get a remainder 26. So answer for the question is 614. Let's see next one. This is the third case. Find the least possible number with which remainders, with which when divided by 13 leaves the remainder 3, and when we divided by 5 leaves the remainder 2. So you need to observe the first case here. In the first case, they said the common remainder. In the second case, there was a common relationship between the divisor and the remainder. In the third case, there is no common relationship as well as there is no common remainder. So how to answer this kind of question? So let us take the given number as n. When we divide by 13, we get a quotient x plus the remainder 3. Same number when we divide by 5, we get a quotient, some quotient y plus the remainder 2, right? So now what we have to do here is, we are going to check this number. So 13x plus 3 minus 2 is equal to 5y. So when we simplify this, we get 5y is equal to 13x plus 1. Because we can do trial and error, but it is not easy to do trial and error all the time. So we can go for this by 5. And now we can check what is the possible value of y by substituting some value. Y should be an integer first of all. So we have to substitute some values of x and check what is the possible value of y. So x cannot be 1 because 14 by 5 is not an integer. So x can be 2 or no. So x can be 3. 13 3s are yes. So when I put x is equal to 3, I get 40 by 5, which is 8. So y can be 8. So if y is 8 and x is 3, what is the number? We can check. So 13 into 3 plus 3, which is 42, or n is equal to 5 into 8, 42. That is the smallest number we are talking about. So if you try another number of x, it might increase the value, but the question is only the least possible number. So answer for the question is 42. So look at all the cases. In the first case of HCF, we'll see we are talking about the numbers with the remainders are given, two different remainders are given. The second case, remainder were given same and the remainder was given. In the third case, the remainder was same but the remainder was not given, so we found the method. Similarly, in case of LCM, they are given the common relationship, there is a 5 remainder in each case, we found the LCM and added 5. In the second case, there was a common relationship between the divisor and the remainder, so we applied the same for the LCM. In the last case, we have to do trial and error. The best way is to use the equation and get the answer. Let's see some examples here. If the HCF and LCM of the two numbers is 14, HCF is 14, LCM is 84, and one of the number is 28, what is the another number? And we know for any two numbers, product of the numbers is equal to product of HCF and LCM. We can use that. So B we have to find out. We have HCF 14, LCM 84 divided by 28. So I can say 14 ones are, 14 twos are, 2 ones are, 2 42s are. So the answer is 42. Let's see the last question in this. Find the greatest possible number with which when 76, 132 and 160 are divided. That means we are talking about HCF. The remainders obtained are same. The remainders are same means what I should do? So we don't know the remainder, but we need to find the HCF. We see the differences. So what is the difference between them? So I can see the difference between them is 66 and so 132. If you remove 12 minus 6 is 6, and then it's going to be 56. And when I check the remainder between these two, I get the remainder is 28. So we take the HCF of this, so it's going to be HCF of 56 and 28, it's very visible, the HCF is 14. So answer for the question is 14. Okay, so that is the end of this video. So let us meet again in the next topic, which is ratio, proportion and variation, which is one of the most fundamental topic. Okay, so till then you can practice more and more questions in this topic. Thank you.